problem with Charlie Klirk that I have, just like a lot of other people who think a lot of things, is that his arrogance. His arrogance is absolutely repulsive. Even if 99% of what he says is true, he seems like he would be a repulsive person to be around. A lot of the problem with these conservative sort of minded people is, even though there can be a lot of truth in what they say, they will grab onto something and they will basically accept it to the point of even if there is some untruth in it, they will still believe that that's the truth. One of these absurd examples is Charlie Klirk's understanding of veganism. His beliefs about veganism are completely bunk, unscientific bunk, and complete nonsense. Okay? Even if what he says about LGBTQ propaganda and stuff like that is true, and to a very, very large degree it is, he's taking his own form of pride in what he thinks he knows. And when you take pride in what you know, you don't know it anymore. It becomes a dogma. You don't take your model and try to align it with reality. You just believe in your model. There's this misconception that phytoestrogens in vegan food is the same as estrogen. It's not true. Phytoestrogens, even though we don't necessarily need them if we eat a raw vegan diet, it wouldn't necessarily be in our food at all. But if we do eat something like tofu and it has phytoestrogens in it, essentially these attach to the estrogen receptors in a way that blocks real estrogen. So it's actually doing the opposite of what people think it's doing, and there's a lot of bodybuilders that for that very reason take soybeans, and soybeans is not just a good estrogen blocker, it's actually also a good source of protein. Anyone who says it causes cancer, does not cause cancer. What it does is, there was this one study where they said it caused cancer, but they fried it in lard. And anything that creates acrylamide in any form is going to be slightly carcinogenic. It doesn't matter what it is. That includes meat. See, this is Joe Rogan's issue, when he says that he says basically that humans' jaws have gotten weaker, and this is due to a vegan diet. First of all, we got to get this idea out of our head that there's a such thing as a vegan diet. There are multiple vegan diets. It's not that there's a vegan diet. And when you cook food, when you cook that steak on a grill, essentially what you're doing is you're taking a tough material and you're frying it to the point where it's almost like a sponge, and then you eat it. It's easier on your teeth that way. The answer to the jaw weakening problem then is not frying your food. It's eating raw fruits and vegetables the way we were intended to eat. Our biology, everything has been sped up. We're not supposed to be acidic. Some people will make the argument that humans are omnivorous because we have the stomach acid of a bear. Well, a bear has a very different digestive system than we do. We have a long digestive system. A bear's digestive system is not so long. And if we have a long digestive system and it's getting rid of things fast, it's because we're eating the wrong food. We are supposed to have bowel movements every day, but what the body is supposed to do is it's supposed to take that food and absorb it slowly. It's not supposed to just shoot it out. Some people might get diarrhea when they eat raw foods at first. It's not supposed to shit out your food instantly. You're not supposed to be acidic. You're supposed to be alkaline. The body takes that food and it slowly absorbs it, and it goes into your tissues and becomes muscle and everything. That's how it's supposed to be. This idea that, that veganism is some kind of liberal thing, it's not liberal, it's not Republican, it's not a political thing at all. It's a scientific reality. Now, all this gender dysphoria crap, there can be some truth in that. There's obviously a lot of lies in that. But, at the end of the day, if something is objective, it's going to be determined by science. It's not going to be determined by, somebody's petty likes and dislikes. Another thing that I think, veganism does get wrong is the pro-sentience idea. This idea that you can be vegan because animals are sentient life forms, but abortion's okay because a fetus is not sentient. I don't agree with that. Anything with potential for sentience, if you kill it, it's like killing a sentient thing. Let me give you an example. When you're asleep, can I kill you? You're not sentient. You're in my way. You see what I mean? Essentially, a fetus is a life that has not been unfolded yet. Its potential hasn't been unfolded yet. Its potential's there. The consciousness and everything is still, it's there. It just hasn't bloomed. It hasn't been unfolded. It's like cutting the head of a flower off before it gets a chance to bloom. You didn't kill a non-sentient life form. You're just a douchebag who killed a sentient life form before it got to express itself in a sentient way. So, I don't agree with abortion. But I also, even though pro-sentience is kind of nonsense, I also don't think you get to necessarily we're so removed from what we're designed to be. We're so removed from our natural diet and all this stuff. I don't think that just because a vegan believes in abortion, I don't think we get the right to necessarily say they shouldn't be vegan, because I honestly don't think the human race is what it should be. We're not reaching our potential at all. And there's definitely nothing good about killing something that doesn't need to be killed for what you perceive to be taste pleasure, which, you know, is not, it's not really taste pleasure at all, because essentially you're taking the thing and you're denaturing it and changing it to the point where you make it taste the way you want it to taste. It's a lot like how people will take letters in Hebrew and they'll change it back to the Proto-Semitic script, and they'll try and they'll beat meaning into the word until it makes sense, you know, with what they want it to mean. Charlie Klirk, I mean, the way he teaches is not the way. It's full of arrogance, and, you know, a lot of these liberals, their mind is gone. It's clear their mind is gone. But, you know, I don't know if pissing them off is going to make things any better. And I'll tell you another thing, it's definitely not going to make things better, is linking veganism in with all the other liberal nonsense. That's not going to make the world a better place. All that's going to do is cause more trouble for Charlie. I mean, he's picking fights he don't even realize he's picking. There's vegan conservatives that understand human biology, and they know that the idea that we need meat in order to survive is not only bogus, it is probably one of the most backwards beliefs in the world. Because it doesn't even reflect our basic biology. You know, some people might say, well, yeah, but we're opportunist omnivores. And what I would say to that is, if our body can function at a supremely optimal level by eating a diet that is overly represented in our biology, then by no means are we, by any meaningful sense of the word, omnivorous. Because at that point, you know, it's better just to eat the fruits and vegetables. That's really all I had to say about Charlie Klirk. He gets an A+ for being an asshole and not understanding other perspectives, and he's good at what he does, and he might be telling the truth about a lot of things, but he's not it at all.